So let's get started. So thank you everyone for joining the webinar, making time to join this session. So as I mentioned in the welcome letter or the invitation we sent, today's training is a refresher training. And in today's webinar, we would be covering the refresher training on email preference and the reminder module. So first, let's understand what is email preference. In email preference, we have two types of configuration which can be done on the action and as well as on the non-action of the activities. So what is email preference? Email preference is a module which sends notification to many users on the basis the configuration made. This notification is sent on the change of event or an event which is to be occurred. So this configuration can be modified, can be done on the email preference module in under the super admin role. The module can configure setting notification for every action or for the non-action required from the users, respective users. And this configuration which are been configuration whichever we select the activities can have one or more action or a non-action can be set, and this whatever the configuration we have made, this can also be linked to multiple audit types as well. So basis the configuration we have done in the email preference module, the recipients of those action basis the role being defined against the action or the non-action, users would send the get the notification in the notification module. If the SMTP has been configured in their respective server, then an email notification would be sent from Audit 360. So email preference is designed in such a way that we have tried covering key actions or non-actions of the event. The key actions, when you talk about, we have covered nearly 20 events under action and 16 events on non-action. This is on the key accounts currently on the current features which we have. As and when the new features keep getting added to the Audit 360, these events also would get modified, and there is a high the chance of increasing such events where the notification can be configured. This configuration of email preference is currently available only with super admin role, as the configure audit module can be configured only by the super admin role. We have given access to email preference to the super admin role. Now let's see how configuration can be done in the Audit 360 application. Let me move to our demo server. I'm logging in to our demo server as a super admin role. If you see, I'm in a super admin role, and on the list of module, we have a module named email preference. When you click on email preference, all your configuration page would appear. So let's see how we can configure email preference and what are those event of activities listed in the non-action and the action listing. So for any new configuration, click on add preference. There will be two tabs. If you could see, there is a post action trigger and non-action trigger. Post action trigger is nothing but any activity has been done, like for example when a schedule is been done by an auditor, or there is a schedule which has been created by the supervisor, or an auditor submits an audit. So if those are the action which happens through a click of button, so when those actions happen, the user can choose which of the action needs to be notified to which of the users. So those are called as action trigger. Non-action trigger are nothing but there are certain action which has happened, but there is an corresponding action which is expected to happen where there is no action happened. So the preference module will help you even configure the non-action where after against any of the action there is an corresponding action expected, and if there is no action happened for certain period or the tat what we define, then a notification can be sent to the respective user, which will be actually a reminder as such on the activity to be done, or it can be a notification to the supervisor on the activity which has not been happened. So now let's see what are the post action trigger we have in our system. So post action trigger, we have action. We have the first is on the creation of schedule by the auditor. So if there is an self schedule module against all the auditor login, irrespective it is a web or a mobile, when an auditor schedules an audit, you would want any of the role, maybe a super admin or their supervisor, which is a reviewer role, or maybe an auditee to be notified, then we can set this action. First, let me show how a role can be defined. Then I will explain each and every action in this page. So if I would want an action, when this action happens, auditee to be sent notification under the role section, I just choose the auditee here. If you want more than one role of the to be notified on this action, you only choose the role. The respective user who are mapped again against the cluster would get the notification. So for example, if we are doing the audit schedule for auditee 1, and only the users of auditee 1 would receive the notification, not all the auditees in the audit 360 system. So we are only setting the role. The system has a capability to identify the respective user for the respective action which has been happening and send the notification to them. We can have more than one role. So if for example, I can choose a reviewer. If you see this is a listing screen. This screen will have all the default role as well as any new role which has been created within your subdomain or the server. So if in your case, if you see, we have this default role as super admin, auditee, reviewer, respondent, auditor. Over and above that, we have something called regional manager, state operation. These are the new role which has been created in our system, which gets listed here. So any role which gets created will be part of the listing screen, and this can be added into the respective action. So you, as such, like how we have added the roles for the first action, you can have the roles defined, the respective role defined against every of the action, or only those action which you would want to define, configure in this module. So this module can have one or more actions can be defined. So let me explain what are the actions we have under the action trigger. Now the next is the creation of schedule by admin. So if there is super admin where he creates a schedule, whether through a schedule upload or a manual schedule which he does, he want an auditor to be notified, then he can choose this action, or any of even the auditee to be notified. Any action done by an admin on the schedule activity will be notified to the respective role we define. Then we have edit of schedule by auditor. So there is a schedule which has been done to an auditor. I have two auditors, so we would have already done a pre-schedule to the auditor, but auditor would want to edit the schedule stating that he is not able to attend this audit, or he wants to postpone it, or whatever the reason he mentions. So whenever there is an edit of a schedule happen, then the notification can be sent in this action. Next is edit schedule by admin. So in previously we had on creation of the schedule, but after creation also sometimes an admin would need to modify the schedule basis the requirement. He may change the auditor, or he may change the end date or the start date. The schedule can be changed. Those cases, whenever there is an edit which happens, you can keep a notification sent when there is an edit if you choose this action. Then we have accept schedule. So any schedule which is been scheduled by the admin or the reviewer, an auditor has to accept and then start the audit. Whenever there is an acceptance of the schedule happen, this action will can be notified. Then we have reject schedule. Reject schedule is also similar to the edit option. When there is already a schedule which has been made to a respective auditor, but he rejects the schedule giving a reason, any specific reason, like for example, he would say he's unwell, he's not able to start the audit, or he has got some other task which he's not able to start the audit. Those rejections which come from the auditor side can be notified to any of the role which we define. For example, he can notify to his supervisor so that he takes the next action, he approves or he modifies the schedule. So for that we can keep this action notified. Then we have reassigned schedule. So similar like reject, in reject case, what happens is an activity is being declined by an auditor for an action, but in the reassign, an activity is being assigned to some other auditor of the same vicinity so that the activity does not stop. But even when there is a reassign happening, a supervisor needs to be notified. So in that case, this action can be done. So reassign of the schedule takes care of the schedule getting modified by an auditor suggesting for some other assigner, some other auditor to execute the audit. Then we have delete schedule. So a supervisor, once they create a schedule, for some reason he would need to delete the schedule. So in that case, whenever there is a delete schedule, you can opt this action so that the auditor can get notified. So in this case, you may have to choose the auditor or the auditee, whoever the role you would want to keep it notified. And once this action happens, a notification would be sent immediately once the action has been taken care. Then we have approve, reject of reassign issue. So approve and reject of reassign, reject and edit will happen when all the schedules, when the schedules are being modified by an auditor, those are, there is a workflow where all the modifications are being suggested and sent to their supervisor for the approval. The supervisor has a rights to either approve or the reject the request which is sent by the auditor. So when basis the whatever the action happens on the reassign or the reject or the edit request which comes from the auditor, then in those cases we can have the action notification sent so that the users are aware on the changes which is happening on the request being raised. Then we have a next action, which is finalize audit. Once an audit has been executed and it has been reviewed by their supervisor, they will finalize the audit. So once the finalization happens, the users can be notified. Then we have sign off of the audit. So the sign off of audit is basically done by the auditee user, where once the audit has been completed by the auditor, all the observations would be reviewed and accepted by the sign off by the auditee. In that case, when the sign off of the audit schedule happened, a notification can be sent. Then we have accept or reject issue. So during sign off process, we even either accept or the reject issue. So whatever the observation raised by an auditor can be either accepted or rejected by the auditee user. In such cases, in those action, we can opt for this action where if there is an acceptance or a rejection of the issue, we can notify the supervisor or even for the further action on handling those issues. Then similarly, we have on resolve issue. So whenever there is an auditee user or their supervisor or respondent resolve the issue, in those cases, once there is a no resolution is been done by the auditee user, a verifier who can be a reviewer or a super admin or an auditor can get notified so that they can work further on verifying the resolution and close an issue or reopen if they are not satisfied with that. So once the resolve is done, close or reopen action also will have an action button. So the notification can be sent for close and reopen issue as well. Then we have drop and retain. So whenever there is a rejection of issue happen, there is a verification of the response being verified, reviewed by the reviewer or the super admin who takes a call on whether to drop an issue or a retain issue. So whenever there is an action against the reject issue, then those time the notification can be sent to respective users we choose to do it. Then we have submit audit on mobile or submit audit on web. So if there is, you can even choose whether you want notification if it is coming from a mobile or a web, or for both, you can choose both of the action. Whenever there is a auditor submits the audit at the parent audit level, the notification would be sent to them. Then last, under the action, we have re-audit. So under re-audit, there are whenever there is a re-audit being initiated by the reviewer where a particular checkpoint or multiple checkpoints are being requested to revisit and re-audit it, in those cases we can send the notification. These notifications can be sent as an alert for auditor or an auditee to have a next corresponding action on the what is to be reserved, what is the audit re-audits to be executed. This is on the action of the activity. So basis the requirement on the notifications in the configurations can be set here. Santosh, is there any queries? Is there any queries? Would if anyone would like to ask us?
As of now, there are no queries.
Okay. Whoever if there is any queries, please write us on the Q&A section. We'll take up those queries. I'll move to the next section of the non-action trigger now. Next is non-action trigger. Non-action trigger are more or less similar to the activity which happens, which is where the notification is sent, but only change over here would be is there is an action which is expected to be done, and if that action does not happen after particular frequency being set, then there will be a notification sent. Just for example, one of the first action what we have is accept schedule. So we have scheduled the audit, and we expect the auditor to accept the schedule in 24 hours, or he may have to accept the schedule in an half an hour, maybe in a day's time. In that case, you can set the configuration in such a way where basis the tolerance period you set, within that if there is no action being done by an auditor, then we send a notification to the respective user. Either it can be a notification in this example to an auditor as an alert where he gets a reminder to do this activity, or you may set the this notification to the supervisor where he is aware that such activity is not been happened. Then he can push the auditor to take this forward. The next action can be planned well. So here I'll just show you how a configuration can be done. The similar like how we set the role. So audit schedule. So I can set to the reviewer, and I also will set to the auditor, and I'm setting a frequency. Frequency has a drop down once if you would want to do it, or every hour. So if it will check for an hour, if there is no activity happened, then the notification would be sent. Similarly for 6 hours, 12 hours daily. So I am choosing for a daily now. So whenever there is a schedule, it will check for if there is any unaccepted schedule, and it will send the notification to the respective user. So even in this role where we define the respective, for the respective activity for which the action is expected, only those users of the particular cluster being mapped or the auditee being mapped will get the notification of the action which has been expected. So let me explain you what are the non-action triggers we have in the system. I have covered accept schedule. So next is approve, reject, reassign schedule. So like I said, every schedule which is being done by the supervisor, there is an action which is expected from the from the auditor. Either he has to accept it, sorry, this is approve, reject, reassign. So whenever there is a reassign request is being raised by an auditor, or the reject issue or the edit issue in the schedule workflow, so if basis the request which has been shared, and if there is no action happened from their supervisor where they have not approved, neither they have rejected, those case the notification can be sent. So because when there is a request which is being sent by the auditor to the respective supervisor, there is a corresponding action which is expected. So when there is no corresponding action which is happening, then the notification can be sent. And these notifications are only defined for those action where the corresponding action is expected. If there is, like for example, if there is any activity which does not have anything further, then we have not covered in the non-action. This will be only for the action which has been expected. Then we have finalized audit. So an audit has been in accepted stage where auditor has finished the audit, and the auditee has also accepted the sign off the whatever observations shared. And if there is action pending from the supervisor or the super admin to finalize the audit, in that case we can choose this action under the non-action trigger. Then sign off audit. So sign off audit, as you understand, the audit once has been executed by an auditor, we have to go to the auditee user to signing off each of the schedule where they go through the observations shared by the auditor and sign off the activity. If this activity is not been done, then a notification can be sent. Then we have accept and reject issue. Here also, well, it is part of the sign off only, but when there is no sign off where accept and reject are not being handled, in that case we can set the notification. Then we have resolve issue. So resolve issue will be against the once the issue has been moved to the auditee user or the respondent or an auditee reviewer for a resolution, and if there is no resolution expected, in that case, then a notification can be sent stating there is an action which has been pending and requesting them to resolve the issue. So this resolve issue can also be configured in the email reminder as a note, as the email reminder for an hierarchy purpose, which I will cover in the email reminder. But if you would want to just send a notification stating that some action is pending, then you can configure in the email preference module. Then we have close and reopen issue. So any issues which has been resolved by the auditee, a verifier has to verify user has to verify the resolution received and action against them stating either they have to close the issue or a reopen issue. If this activity is not being done, then a notification can be sent. Then we have drop and retain. So like I said, whenever there is a reject issue which happens, if the issue is not been actioned on, or the reject issues are not handled, where a supervisor is not taken a call to drop or retain issue, in that case, we can choose a notification to be sent. Then we have submit, audit, and on the web or mobile. So if there is no submission which is received from the auditor, we can send the notification. Then the start of the schedule. So there is a schedule which is being created. There is acceptance which has happened, but and at the start day or the next day, the audit has not been started by an auditor. In that case, we can set a notification on the non-action for not starting the schedule, because this becomes a reminder for an auditor to know that he has to start the audit, else it would move to a lapsed audit where he would not be able to complete his audit. Then handling the reject case, where all the reject cases issues to be handled by the reviewer. Then we have respond issue and comply issue. So respond issue and comply issue will come where we have allocated the issues to the respondent, and the respondent has would respond on the issue. So once there is an issue which is flown to the respondent, but an respondent has not actioned anything on the issues which has been allocated to him, then we can set the notification. Similarly, an issue which has been responded by a respondent user, and if it is not been complied by a supervisor, then we would can also send a notification. So for against every action, if there is no action happening, we can set the notification in the email reminder module. You can, basis whatever configuration you need, you can choose the name you would want to have. I'm just giving as webinar test 9th November, and you just submit this audit. If you just see whatever the note configuration you have done on the email preference will be listed here. You can view it, or if you would want to edit, you can edit before you even attach it to the audit type. So whatever the configuration you have created now can be attached to the configure audit whenever you're creating a new or configure audit or existing. Under the respective section of email preferences, you can attach. I'll just show where this section would appear in the configure audit module. So if you see under below the tag type, there is an email preference. Here you can choose which of the configuration you would want to attach here. So basis the email preference attached to audit type, against every action or the non-action we have configured on the audit type, will get notification to the user. And this email preference mapping to the audit type is not a mandatory activity, it's an optional activity. Is there any queries for me to take it up, Santosh?
No, Ramya, there are no questions as of now.
Just give me a minute. Santosh, there is a question on the chat window. Can you just take that?
Yeah, this question is about, will all auditees get an email notification? So it is based on how you configure. If you configure the notification to be delivered to auditees, then all auditees for that audit type will receive the notification. It purely depends on how the notification is configured.
Yeah, thank you, Santosh. I'll just move ahead. So I've covered email preference. So let me just go to the next module. Next is a email. It's a reminder module. Reminder is a module. It sends follow-up emails notifying the respective auditee user, respondents, or auditee review user on the non-action of the issue resolution. So any issue which has been identified by an auditor would need a resolution from the auditee stating the issue has been handled and has been resolved. So if there are no action received, no, there is no action or the resolution on the issue identified, we can set the reminders to the users to close the issue. So this reminder can be set at a multiple level, at a different frequency and a risk level also. So if you would want to send a notification, different set of notification only for the high issues, or there is a notification, different email reminder notification for a medium set of issue which is at a different level, then we can configure this at a multiple level, and the reminders can be sent basis the due date of the issue resolution. So you can send the notification, set the notifications, the reminder notification even prior the due date or the post due date as well. So there's flexibility in the module where you can choose different configuration on different level on different roles. This module can also work like a hierarchy escalation matrix. Like for example, if we are sending a email reminder notification for auditee user to resolve the issue on the due date, it becomes just a reminder reminding them to resolve the issue. But after the due date has been crossed, where more than a week the resolution is still not come, you would want to escalate that issue to the next level. And similarly, when as and when the tax been get crossed and overdue of the issues are higher side, you would want to bring in multiple level escalating, stating that the issues, there are no action on the issues which is identified and the overdue of the issues are still pending. So you can set this reminder which be as a reminding to an user as well as an hierarchy level escalation matrix where it can get notified. And please note, the reminder will be sent only for those issues which are not being resolved yet by the auditing user. Only on the unresolved issues, the reminders will be sent. And this reminder option configuration is also available only with the super admin role. And whatever the reminder we set, we can attach it to one or more audit type, and basis the configuration defined, the email reminders would be sent to the respective users. Now let's see how the reminder works in Audit 360. Let me come to the reminder module. So below preferences module, we have a reminder module. You just see there is a reminder module. Reminder module also has a landing page where all the reminders you have set will be listed. To start with a reminder, you can click on add reminder. I'm just giving the name here. I'm clicking on the add reminder configuration. So if you see there is you can add multiple levels. You have add reminder configuration like that. You can have multiple reminders configuration can be defined under single name or the single configuration we set. I can set, for example, whichever role. The role or the level what you see here on the screen are a open role where it would be mapped basis the role you have defined in your role management. We have not set any hierarchy stating that 1 to 5 is the role which you have to follow or you have to take 5 to 1. Whichever role you map it to the system, because in some of the clients would follow 1 to 5 as the hierarchy. In some of the places it would be 5 to 1. So we have left the flexibility where the roles can be mapped to the level whichever you would want to define. So now let me just take level 1 and I'm setting a very simple reminder to the respondent on the whatever issue is being pending. Days from the tag, a days from the tag can be a positive or a negative number. Positive number means a days which is crossed the due date. Negative is prayer date. Like for example, if 10th is the 10th of the every month is the due date, then I can set a 1 day prayer notification, reminder notification to the user stating that the issues needs to be resolved. So I can have a negative number defined. It can be minus with whatever number before you would want to send the configuration. And I can even set the frequency when it has to go. So I'm just telling, because it is 1 day prayer, I just want it to go once so that it becomes a reminder to them. And I can even choose which day of the week the reminders has to be sent. So I would want every Monday a reminder to be sent to the respondent role, and I want him to be issue where I can set for multiple issue. I want him to work on high, medium and zero tolerance. So I can set the reminders like this. So and now let me add one more reminder where I will add a the next level. I'm choosing level 3 here. Don't have anything level 3. 1 minute. So I have level 4, I have a role which I have defined as state operation, who is the fourth level in which I would want to send the reminder where I want, if the issue resolution has crossed more than 25 days, then I would want a reminder to be escalated stating there is an post 25 days also the issue has not been resolved and it is overdue. So I can give a days from TAT is 25. I can even set a frequency that I would want to send such reminders on a fortnightly basis or a weekly basis. Here also I can set on a day in which I can send the reminder. The reason we have a day in which of a week to be sent a reminder, because as and when the level increases, the higher official would when there is too many emails which gets sent to them and they would get annoyed. So we can set a day in which a reminder is sent and they're aware that okay, that day they would get such escalations and they can action on. So I can choose I would want to send this on Thursday so that he can work on Friday on it, and I want to send reminder only for zero tolerance. I can set the reminder. Now like what how much our level you want, and you can keep adding the reminder configuration and submit this. So what would happen once this configuration happens is, basis the due date days of TAT is being defined and the frequency is being shared, the system would pick the unresolved issues and send the reminders to the respective user as a notification. So the respondent user in this case in the level 1, a day prior to the due date on the Monday, which falling on Monday, they would get a list of issues which needs to be notified. But in the next level, what we have defined here, the fourth level we have defined where the if there are any unresolved issue which is crossed more than 25 days, then we are sending a fortnightly update to state operation user on every Thursday, so that it is only on zero tolerance, so that he can get notified that these issues are being pending. When the level 4 user, which is state operation user, get the reminders sent, the respective auditee user will also get notified that the open and overdue issues, which is being escalated to the level 4 user as on the non-action of the issue resolution. So what we are doing in this email reminder is, one, sending the reminder and also highlighting to the supervisors or the basis the level we configure on the non-action, also mentioning the auditee user that there is an escalation being made on the non-action of the issue which has been identified to this particular user. So this module takes care of all the such aspects where the issue resolution can be pushed and action much faster. So you can just submit this email reminder, and it is similar way you can even review it. So I can view it or I can edit it as and when I would need to make any modification. I can add a reminder or I can just make modification the current role. This reminders also will be has to be mapped to the configure audit module. So it also has a placeholder where the reminders can be selected. You can select the reminders whichever you would need to add. And as I said, similar like email preference, reminder mapping and reminder configuration to the audit type is not mandatory. It is an optional activity. So this is on the reminders. So any queries on the reminder part?
One second, Ramya. There is one more question.
Yeah.
Who are respondent?
Who are respondent?
Yeah.
The respondent are the default role who are one level below the auditee user. Like for example, to give a use case, whenever we do a branch audit, a branch manager or a branch head would do a front ending of the audit, who sits in the audit activity and be a part of the execution of the audit. But when it comes to the resolution of the issue, he may need his team members or the department, respective department owners to respond on the issue, because and branch can have multiple processes being followed. So someone who would actually respond on the actual issue will be a respondent user, and this respondent user will get issue basis the allocation which is done by the auditee user on the allocate screen. I hope that clarifies the query being asked.
Yeah, I think so. There is a follow-up question. I'll take that up. So the follow-up question is, so in a branch, I can have auditee and respondent. Yes, a respondent is someone who is below the auditee. If the auditee is a branch manager, a respondent would be anyone reporting to the branch manager. Auditee is the next question is, what is the difference between auditee and auditee user? Auditee is an entity and the auditee user is the user who represents that entity. For example, auditee is a branch. Auditee user is the person who is responsible for that branch. For example, the branch manager. Respondent is a one who reports to the auditee user. Hope that clarifies.
So any more queries from anyone?
Yeah, I think there are no more queries. These queries are answered. I got an acknowledgement, so
Yeah. So any other user, if you have any queries, please write on Q&A section so that we take your queries.
as of now there are none in Q&A.
Like we always tell, we would be sharing a feedback form to you all after this session. Request you all to kindly share the feedback so that we can bring in more and more improvements to this session, which can be more useful to you all. So your feedback would be much needed, and request you all to kindly share the feedback.
There are no more questions, and I think we can close the session.
Yeah. So thank you all. So I will meet you in next Monday session with one
We'll
more.
come back to you with more such sessions. If you have any suggestions for any topics to be taken up, please do feel free to suggest. Please also share your feedback. Thank you.
Thank you
Thanks a
all.
lot.